Sit back, crack one open, and get ready for some metal. Welcome to Soundcheck. This is Moose coming to you from the Moose Pit Studios in Oklahoma City. Tonight brought to you by the Metalhead Box. We're going to get into that a little bit more later, but if you don't know what the Metalhead Box is, just Google it right now. And real quickly, I will say this. They're not paying me to talk about the Metalhead Box. I wrote them and said, can I please tell people about you? Because it's the coolest thing ever. I've been subscribed now for, I guess, 8 months, and the Metalhead Box rules. So I'm going to tell you guys about how cool that is. And so I'm totally a fanboy of the Metalhead Box. And I said, hey, would it be cool if I, talked about you guys on my show? And they were like, yeah, man, that's cool. So, and Melissa, and the people that run it are very cool. So anyway, yeah, man. So we also got some concert ticket giveaway a little bit later. Also a CD we got to give away. A band sent in us CD that we're going to give away to you. So yeah, man, pretty cool stuff coming up. If you're new to the show, this is a show where we listen to metal, and a bunch of it's metal you've never heard of because it's from all over the world, and God knows Big Rock Radio isn't paying attention to any real metal, so we play it here, and then we talk about it and say what we think about it, and then we talk about tacos and bacon and Cheetos and stuff. So, but it's a metal show. We got rock, we got metal, we got grind, we got symphonic rock, we got all of it. It's just... Sometimes every now and then we end up playing a folk song because I don't listen to the songs. The songs you're going to hear tonight are going to be the first time I've ever heard them. It's going to be the first time you've probably ever heard them. So you're going to get an honest opinion about what I think about the song. Stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. You're going to enjoy it, man. It's not like any other show, I promise. So, and you get a chance to win concert tickets and a CD and some stickers. Hex sent me some stickers, so we'll do that too. But yeah, man, my name is Moose. We're just going to rock it out. So you buckle it up and get ready for a bunch of awesome metal. I posted earlier on Facebook the bands we played in the month of April. So, I mean, we're over 4,000 bands. We're quickly approaching 4,500 bands that we played on the show since 2014. We've been around for a few days. I've got to learn to stop saying we. I kind of know what I'm doing. I've done this for a while. Played a lot of music. Pretty cool. I got to meet Brad Smith, who's a big metalhead here in Oklahoma City, and introduce him to all of this fun stuff. So listen, man, I love you guys for listening. We're going to have a good time. So listen, write the phone number down right now, 424-666-7356. That's the number you're going to need to know to win the CD and the concert tickets. So we'll get into how you're going to do that a little bit later. We're going to start things off tonight with a band called Witchcross, which I have a whole collection of bands that have the word witch in them. And then I have another group of bands with the word goat in them. So maybe there should be a band called Witch Goat. What do you think? You want to start a band with me? I just want to do this the whole time. I can do that. That's not a problem. Anyway, Witchcross on Soundcheck. Buckle it up. Promise it's gonna get bumpy. We like it that way.
Get loose with the Moose.
So you got a little bit of Witch Cross here on Soundcheck. So here's like that whole resurgence of bands with that classic rock kind of, Ghost and the Devil's Blood and that kind of thing. And I know that that's been around for a long time, the whole, and the bluish or cult sound and all that kind of stuff. And I kind of dig it sometimes. Sometimes it works out really well, and sometimes it's not my favorite, but that was a pretty cool tune. I felt a good classic rock vibe from that. It had that old 70s kind of feel to it. I like that. So I'm a fan. I'd wear that shirt. So if you're new to the show, that's kind of how I rate bands. If I would wear their shirt, that means I thought they were pretty cool. And what that means is, when I say I would wear your shirt, that means is that somebody came up to me and said, "Hey man, what is that? What's that shirt? What's that band you're wearing?" I'd feel comfortable saying, "Oh man, this is Witch Cross, man. I played them on my show and they're pretty good." I'm not going to wear a shirt from a band that is not good and I don't want to tell people about. So when I say I wear your shirt, I would love actually for you to send me a shirt, for real. And the other rating I give is the taco rating, and that's because everybody loves tacos. I especially love tacos, and you can tell that. That's why I need a 3X shirt when you send one, because of my love of tacos. So I'd probably give that a 3 out of 5 taco rating. Pretty good. It rocked, steady. It was nice. It had the 70s groove to it. I'm a fan. I'd listen to that. So once again, this is Soundcheck. You can find us on Facebook. Basically, the best way to find anything that has to do with this is just go to Google and hit Metal Moose Radio. You'll find the website. You'll find the link to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and all the stations that we're on, and Metal Devastation Radio and Boston Rocks Radio and all of those places, IXS in Canada, also the Metal one in Italy, and then run United Rock Nations and in France. So anyway, you'll find all the info. You just Google Metal Moose Radio, because I'm the Moose, and this used to be called the Metal Moose Radio Show, but we changed the name and we're doing some different stuff with it and having a good time with it. So I did break out some of the old bumpers for this show, because I thought, hey, why not? I've got them. So you're going to hear some different things than you've heard previously. And like I said, don't forget to stick around for a chance to win some concert tickets at Fitzgerald's down in Houston, Tejas, with the Field Trip and Driven with Insanity and a bunch more people. We got 2 tickets. It's pretty easy. You're just going to have to text. It's as simple. Coming up next is a band called We Are the Illusion, which you're an illusion of what? Like water in the desert, or you're the government, and I expect a lot just because of your name on Soundcheck.
The Moose rocks Texas.
So, did anybody else feel like they were flying on Falcor through space and time in the Neverending Story there with the keyboard parts? Is that just me? You know, the Dream Dragon from Neverending Story? I guess maybe people aren't old enough to. Anyway, yeah, so we are the Illusions. So, here's the deal with that. I'm just going to be serious with you guys. You have all the right parts. You get the good melodies. You get the cool guitar line. It's a good song, but it's not put together well. The pieces are like out of order to me. It just didn't. In order to pull something like that off, you've got to be like tight as a crab's ass, and you've got to make that puzzle correctly, or you have a mess on your hands, and that's kind of what it is. It's a mess of really good stuff that I feel like if it were put together in a different fashion, because it was just jumbled. High part, good part, this isn't so bad, vocal here, harmony here, guitar melody lost in the background. I feel like it needs to be put together a little bit in a different order. That's just me. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I think for right now, if you guys had a shirt with Falcor on it, I would probably wear it, because I had that total Falcor Dragon ride feeling going on there with the keyboards. It's okay. It's not bad. It's probably a couple taco rating. Nice production, great parts. I think that there's really, really good possibilities there, but it's not. It's like a really good book written out of order. So if we can find some order to it, I think that we got ourselves winner chicken dinner. So maybe I'm crazy, but it just for me it wasn't put together right. So. Hell, I'm not put together right either. That's why I'm doing this podcast. Trust me. Coming up next, a band called Ghost Orchestra. Hey, real quick, write it down one more time if you have pen and paper. 424-666-7356. We're going to be giving away some concert tickets to a concert at Fitzgerald's in Houston. Also, I've got a CD and some stickers to give away. And then after the Ghost Orchestra, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more about the Metalhead box, which I'm so just completely honored that they're letting me talk about them, because it may be the coolest thing I've ever seen in my whole life. And I'm not even playing. If they'd had these around when I was a kid, wow, totally cool. Anyway, a Ghost Orchestra on Soundcheck. And it's okay if you're naked. Radio nudity. So, Ghost Orchestra, a Ghost Orchestra here on Soundcheck. My name is Moose, coming to you from the Moose Pit Studios in Oklahoma City. So, listen, guys, that was a pretty decent song and a pretty, kind of standard for your genre. The only two things that I would say, I'll wear the shirt. It was cool. It was good. There was nothing bad about it. But the two things I think you can improve on, I think your drummer needs to try to be a little bit more creative with that kind of a music. You get a lot of room to play around, and I felt like he could expand on that. Then the other thing is, I want to, the singer, dude, try to use a little bit of forte and crescendo in your deal to give it a little bit more power. There's a fire burner in my head, instead of just la 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 la. She is the queen of rap. It's just all la 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 la. Just give yourself some power, because when you're on 10 all the time, it's not as effective as sometimes when you're on 6. She is the queen of... Ask a guy like Jonathan Davis from Korn. He is like the king of that. So those are the two things that I would suggest that you guys just maybe work on a little bit of progressive drumming to make it interesting, because it was kind of, drum-wise, there was so much room to do a whole lot more, and it was kind of, yeah, I don't know, man. So, not bad, though. I'd wear the shirt. I'd give you 2.75 tacos. Some bands get a taco shell, so be really happy with that. So coming up next is a band that I have no idea how to say this name. Bsivrs. Bsivrs is the only way. The song is called As Below. No, how about As Above, So Below? It's one of those kind of days. It is. I'm completely out of my mind. But this is Soundcheck. We're listening to metal. We're talking about it in tacos, and we're giving away concert tickets in the Metalhead Box, themetalheadbox.com. Go right now. Just stop the show and go check it out. Here's... Get
loose with the moose.
I personally do love me some Bazivers. So I love instrumental rock, by the way. So if you listen to this show, you hear some instrumental rock sometimes. But listen, I don't put it on purpose because I really, literally have never heard the songs that I'm playing. So I dug that. That's my kind of a deal. That's like a musical journey. It was a story packed in the music. It was well written. It was orchestrated well. I liked the production was just gritty enough to make it not so Velveeta cheese. I really, really liked it. So I would wear the shirt that says Bazivers. So listen, man, what if every month you could get a package that had CDs, a shirt, cool collectibles like patches and buttons and stickers and autographs and like cool metal coffee mugs or maybe a snow globe or bobbleheads, just cool metal memorabilia. That would be badass, right? That would be totally the coolest thing ever. Well, you can do that, man. And you can also get boxes with just shirts or boxes with just an LP and a CD. They have all kinds of different options. TheMetalheadBox.com. It's awesome. You can subscribe for 1 month. You could put on a monthly subscription. They have 3-month plans where you get the 4th month for free. And every month you get something absolutely cool. You get, man, I love this thing. It's something that I wish I would have had when I was younger. I think it's really cool for kids that live in the middle of nowhere and can never go to a concert or don't have a record shop close by. For moms who can't take their kids to concerts, it's cool. You order the Metalhead box. They get the cool metal stuff they want. They get the CDs. They get the shirts. They get all that stuff. It's just an awesome deal for people, like even people like me. I live close to it. I'm in a big city. I get to see big concerts. I can order T-shirts off a line. But these guys, they have exclusive T-shirts that are only they print, which that is so cool to have, a shirt by my favorite band that nobody else except for Metalhead Box people have. That is awesome. People are like, where in the hell did you get that? The Metalhead Box, man. That's where I got it. So cool, man. Just go to themetalheadbox.com. Sign up for one. They start, I want to say there's like boxes for $25 a month all the way up to $47 a month. And there's different, like I said, you can get records, you can get CDs, you can get shirts, you can get combinations of those things. Super cool. They got little boxes, they got big boxes. I got the big box because I want as much metal stuff as I can have. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm getting my 8th box, so this will be my 8th month. It's going to be here in a couple days. It's awesome, man. Awesome. So listen, man, I'm telling you, Metalhead Box is the coolest thing ever. If you're into metal, and yeah, it's just, I'm a total nerd about this stuff. TheMetalheadBox.com. Make sure, go. You don't have to say the Moose sent you any of that crap. Just go check it out, man. I'm telling you, it's worth your time. It's totally cool. You get magazines, too. Magazines and comic books, and it just, trust me, it's radical. And Melissa Box and the people over there, really super cool. Coming up next, a band called Cave Moth. I'm feeling like stoner, maybe drone kind of stuff. I'm just guessing on that. I do like to guess how bands sound by their name on the show, and I'm usually wrong, so it's kind of fun. Cave Moth, though, sounds like some droney, stoner, kind of super slow. Either that or it's 100% grind, which is cool.
Loose with the Moose.
All
So a little bit of Cave Moth there for you on Soundcheck. My name is Moose, coming to you from the Moose Pit Studios. Hey, man, you want to text in a request? You want to text in, a happy birthday? You want to text in and tell me that I am your dream man? And somebody write me today and tell me that they thought in their head that I looked like Sheldon from Big Bang Theory, which I thought was pretty funny. They saw my picture on YouTube and they were like, "Oh man, you don't look anything like you sound," which that's funny. Sheldon, man. Anyway, yeah. So text us. Let us know what you're thinking about the show, where you listen to the show from. All that stuff is fun. We appreciate talking to you. I appreciate talking to you. There is no we. I appreciate talking to you. This we thing has got to end. It's 424-666-7356. You're in a band. You want your show. You want the music here on Soundcheck? Easy, man. Email me, moose@themetalmoose.com. Super easy. I will play it. Send it. Unless it's about racism or hate speech or raping women. I'm not into any of those things. Or just don't. Or if you're a Nazi and any of that kind of crap, don't. Anti-Semitic, any of that garbage, don't send it. But otherwise, if it's just rock and roll, if you want to sing about Satan and sacrificing babies, that's par for the course. But none of that other garbage. Did you guys like how I was completely wrong on that band? There was zero stoner or slow drone going on. This next band, I can almost guarantee the same thing. A band called Dead Church. I think that this is going to be 1,000% just grind, because one of the major key factors that makes me say that is this song is about a minute long. That's right. 1 minute from the Dead Church. It's just going to be, I guarantee you, it's going to be grind city. Listen, man, speaking of the person who thought I sounded like Sheldon, this really blows my mind. And I'm sure they're recording this, and so it'll be on their show, and that's fine. But those of you who have any history and been with Moose for a long time, even way back to the Dirt Talk days, those guys over at the Classic Metal Show have absolutely hated my guts since day one. And look, they're legends. They've been on the air for 20-plus years. They've been doing an awesome job. Rob Halford sings their damn theme song. Good God. Anyway, so listen, one of their people that listen to them heard about this show, and they decided to come check it out. His name is Mike, and he I've actually been texting back and forth with him. Look, he could be totally using me as a tool to gather stuff for the Classic Metal Show or whatever. That's fine. But it was really cool to have somebody say, "Hey, man, I heard about your show, and I really like it." And it's cool when I get to interact with people that listen to the show. I love to do that, man, because you guys are all family to me. We're all sitting together for 2 hours listening to metal. That's family. Some of us are smoking stuff. I'm not. Dead Church on Soundcheck.
Get loose with the Moose.
I think a lot of times I really confuse people that listen to the show, because Dead Church, that thing right there, that little minute of complete and utter grind noise, I loved that. It takes a special kind of aggression and fascination with, I love grind. Grind is one of my favorite. It's weird, though, because sometimes you'll listen to the show and I will pick like the cheesiest poppy band as my pick of the show, because I love both. And you can find really good things and really bad things in most songs, but that Dead Church song, I liked all of it. I would so wear the shirt. Please send me a shirt. That's a 4 taco rating right there. Dead Church, that was gorgeous. And I could listen to that hours on end. It's really weird. My wife would kill everybody within a mile radius if I listened to that for a long time. But I love it. I love grind. So, thank God for Napalm Death and the Scum record and all of the things that it's created. So once again, I'm coming to you guys from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I'm sure a lot of people out there are not familiar with where this is because there are a lot of people listening in Europe. I'm in the dead center of the United States, an area otherwise known as the Bible Belt because religion rules a lot of things here in Oklahoma. So the heavy metal show, not the most popular thing in the Oklahoma land, but we love it and we do it anyway. Been doing it since 2014. Started out as the Metal Moose radio show. And way before then, we were Rapture Radio. We were Static Mass. We did Dirt Talk for a couple years. Been on a lot of radio stations, a lot of places. Met a lot of people at Vakken. Been to the Milwaukee Metal Fest. I went to 8th Street Oz Fest. I had lots of concerts, lots of metal, lots of interviews. I wrote for a lot of magazines, Pit Magazine, Metal Observer. Yeah, man, been doing this a while, so... the reason I decided to change the show like this is because everybody always asks, what do you think of our music? Well, now you're finding out. When I play your song, I'm going to tell you what I think about it. And then I'm going to tell you whether or not I'd wear your shirt. And I'll wear your shirt if you're good. And if you're not good, I won't wear your shirt. But you're always welcome to send a shirt in because we end up giving the shirts away to people. So, which is pretty cool. A lot of people think that I do this to steal shirts from bands, but that's not true. We give the shirts away to other metalheads because that's what we do. Same thing with the CD. The guys from Legion Massacre sent a CD in to us, and we're going to give it away. We're going to do that after the next song by a band called Evil Night. It better be evil. a little bit of Evil Night with a song called Evil Night. And an awesome evil laugh in the beginning. I didn't even know that, so I kind of... Yeah. So anyway, pretty cool. Kind of blackened, kind of crusty rock kind of thing. I mean, it's, I Arnois, not so much black metal like, but anyway, it was okay. It was, I would wear the shirt. I don't have anything against it. It wasn't the coolest thing I've ever heard, or certainly wasn't the most unique thing I've ever heard, but still pretty cool nonetheless. So I promised we were going to give away hey, wait a second here. We're going to give away a CD by a band called Legion Massacre. Legion Massacre. Send us in a CD, and I want to give it away to somebody. So listen, here's how you do it. The very first text that I get, 424-666-7356. Text that number, and here's what you need to text is the name of the CD is Caged and Tortured. Text in Caged and Tortured to 424-666-7356. Listen, guys, I know you're thinking to yourself, man, this has already been won, but it probably hasn't. So take the chance, win yourself a CD, courtesy of Soundcheck and the Moose. We'll send it out to your house. Probably throw in some Metal Moose stickers and guitar picks and a couple other cool things. Yeah, man, we love to give stuff away, so we appreciate you listening, and we want to give stuff away. Later on in the show, we're giving away some concert tickets, concert going down at Fitz in Houston, so we'll do that later on towards the end of the show. I said it earlier, I'm going to say it again. If you're in a band, or you know somebody who's in a band, and you think, man, that'd be cool to be on Soundcheck, because we do, we get heard by a lot, thousands and thousands of people every week. We're on a bunch of the top net radio stations in the market. We're also on iTunes, on YouTube, on Spreaker, on Stitcher, on TuneIn. We're out there, man. It's something that people listen to every day, 7 days a week. Somebody is rocking Soundcheck because we're on all over the world. So you want your band to get some crazy exposure, this is the way to do it. And look, and with people like the Metalhead Box being a part of this, and people like Metal on the Move and Best 303 Sounds and Heavy Metal Television and Dirtbag Clothing and Cold Cock Whiskey and Black Craft Cult and all these people that we've had that have helped support the show, Death Wish Coffee. There's a lot of people out there supporting this man. And, yeah, they're going to know about you when you're on the show. Coming up next, a band called Frowning. That's so sad. Why are you frowning? Don't frown, please. And you got the frowning there with a pretty cool, metal version of the funeral march. I mean, it's the funeral march, and it was metal. It was cool. It was very, vampire-esque, gothy kind of, but it's the funeral march. So, yeah, I mean, it's okay. I don't know what to say about that other than it was, let me see, metal checklist. Rainstorm in the beginning, check. Doomy, gloomy, check. Rainstorm at the end of the song, check. Yeah, so I mean, the big pipe organ, check. I don't know, it was okay. It was just standard kind of stuff, but pretty cool. Like, I'd be interested to hear more of the album because I'm sure that's probably just the intro or something. I don't know. I just threw it in. I thought, oh, cool, funeral march. That sounds fun, but it's the actual funeral march. So, hey, real quick, I want to tell you guys about my friend Josh Poindexter over at Tornado Tattoos here in Oklahoma City. Listen, guys, I've been going to Josh for, like 3 years now. Josh has done the majority of the tattoos on my my legs and my arms, and he's an amazing tattooer. For God's sakes, he was on David Letterman or the Tonight Show, one of the two, when he was doing Thunder tattoos. He's an incredible dude. Him and his whole family are awesome. His wife, Tara, super great. The tattoo shop's awesome. They're great people. They've got 3 different artists in the building, and I think they're working on a 4th right now. So really great, convenient. They're clean. They're reasonable. We've sent so many people their way. He's done tattoos on my wife as well, on Mama Moose. So if you're looking for tattoos and you're in the Oklahoma City area, go visit Tornado Tattoo. I'm sorry I don't have the address in front of me, but you can just look it up on Facebook, Tornado Tattoo. It's over on 39th and MacArthur, so in the Bethany War Acres area. I don't get tats from people who give bad tats. And let me rephrase that. I did get some tattoos from some bad artists, and that's why I decided to step up to somebody who knew what was up. So he's awesome. Great dude. Loves metal. Huge Black Label fan. You should go. He's got all these like platinum records hung up in his shop, and it's just amazing, man. You got to go check it out. Tornado Tattoo. Of course, you can let him know that the Moose sent you, or either way, not a big deal. But I'm just telling you as a friend, from me to you, go check out Tornado Tattoo. If you're looking to get some ink done, it's the real deal, professional and clean. That's a big deal. Clean is a fun one. The next band coming up is a band called God Game Suicide. For those of you wondering where I get all this music, I get a lot of music in my email box every day. So we also work with some amazing companies like Rage PR and Rock and Growl and Asher Media, Black Lion Records. God, we work with a ton of people. So there's constantly music coming in. And we never stop getting it. And that's what feeds the show. And the bands are what make the show cool. Well, besides, me, because I sound like Sheldon, which is the weirdest thing. Sheldon's kind of a nerd, man. But anyway, yeah, anyway, so I'm curious what it is you think I look like. Anyway, Wolfman Jack, baby, that's what I look like. Coming up, God Game Suicide here on Soundcheck. Hope you're enjoying the show and possibly naked, covered in Nutella, because that's how we know when you're having a good time. That's when I know I'm having a good time. I mean, my wife is always so upset about the sheets afterwards, but I mean, come on. It's Nutella, and, you're there, and it's there, and it just happens. Am I the only one who has this problem? Do you not know? I do love tacos. God Game Suicide on Soundcheck.
Get loose with the Moose.
upon me. The goddamn suicide is upon me. The goddamn suicide is upon me. The goddamn suicide is on me. The goddamn suicide is upon me.
I'm just going to let you know right now, this is a very, very, very common thing for me. I make a lot of mistakes when I make this show because I just throw music in here and I go with it. And I'm pretty bad about checking my playlist and stuff like that or doing any kind of research before the show. That just doesn't happen. I kind of turn the mic on and let it go. That was a band called Tauros, Torous, with a song called Goddamn Suicide. Not, very Maiden-esque kind of influence, throwback mid to late 90s kind of a deal. It was okay. It wasn't my favorite thing. It was kind of monotone. It didn't have anything special to really make it stand out to me above the other bands that are doing the same thing out there. So it was all right. It's not my favorite thing, but not terrible on the other hand. So pretty cool. Once again, real quick, I wanted to mention to you guys themetalheadbox.com. I said this in the beginning of the show. If you're just not hearing this, they are not paying me to say that. I called them and said, look, man, I think you guys have the coolest thing in the world. Would it be cool if I told people about what you got on my show? And they were like, yeah. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to talk about them because it is super cool. I'd never even heard of this kind of thing before. Apparently there are people that do this kind of thing for gamers and stuff like that. I'd never heard of anything like this before. So when I saw it, my jaw just hit the floor. I was like, what? I can get CDs and t-shirts and back patches and buttons and guitar picks and cool stuff like that delivered to my house. How much is it? I'm in. I mean, it's just so cool. So I love the Metalhead Box. So I'm going to be talking about them as much as I can until I drill it in your head to make you go order your own Metalhead Box at themetalheadbox.com. Coming up, I can tell you right now, there's a song coming up later in the show talking about mistakes. I don't even know who it is. So we're going to have a little contest with that. So coming up right now is a band called Hellfire with a song called Unleash the Beast, which is, kind of what happens after you hit the old buffet line, Yeah, I know. We all have to do it. It's okay. It's natural. It just happens. And then make sure, guys, to stick around a little bit later for some concert tickets given away for a concert coming up this Saturday in Houston, Texas. We're giving away tickets right here on Soundcheck. 424-666-7356 is the number. Hellfire. Unleash it. little bit of Hellfire never hurt anybody. Hellfire right here on Soundcheck. My name is Moose, coming to you from the Moose Pit Studios here in Oklahoma City, slaving over a hot microphone in the studio here to make a radio show for you, the inquiring metalhead trying to find new music to listen to. So here's the deal with the Hellfire. I think that when you are in a black metal band, you really got to be either extremely great at what you do, or you have to kind of try to expand your sound a little bit. You know, look at people like Vedboin Zen or Dode Heimsgard or Ulver. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, you've got your standards like Darkthrone, you know, who the only way they've changed is they, you know, put out some punky-esque kind of stuff. But do you take a lot of those bands? Did I mention Ulver? You know, or what the hell's the name of that band? Anyway, you've got to really kind of move into a different kind of wave of things, and do something a little bit different, because, I mean, there's a lot of really good, just standard black metal bands out there, and that was good black metal. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it, but there's such a big ocean of those kind of bands out there that it just didn't have enough to stand out to me to be something more than it was. So it was okay. I'd wear the shirt. I mean, I love black metal, so don't get me wrong. But yeah, I think that anymore, unless you're just shooting for, kind of a narrow audience, that you're going to have to really kind of try and do something different than that. So anyway, it was good, but I think that there's a lot of room to expand in the black metal world, because there's a whole ton of what we just heard. So just taking a stab at maybe doing something new or doing what you're doing, because I mean, it's cool to stay in something that you're good at, and you guys are obviously good at what you're doing. But I'm gonna remember the name of that band I'm hunting for one of these days, and I'm gonna say it when it doesn't make any difference. So anyway, coming up next is a band that I've heard a lot about. This band I've heard their name several times, just in and out of the scene, and but I've never taking the time to listen to them because I'm busy doing radio shows and listening to a bunch of other bands. So anyway, a band called In the Company of Serpents. I don't know if they're a hardcore band, but something tells me yes, they're kind of that hardcore screamo kind of thing. If not, they're blistering black metal. So one of the two, which, knowing my luck, they'll be power metal. But that's how things roll here on Soundcheck. Make sure and get those fingers ready to do some texting at 424-666-7356. We've got concert tickets to give away. That's right, you and a buddy or your girlfriend or you and somebody else, whoever it is, your dad, whatever, could be rocking out in Houston this weekend, courtesy of Soundcheck. Here we go.
Hey, this is David, bass player from Sectus, and you're listening to Metal Moose Radio.
Thanks to David from Sectus there. We appreciate that, man. We've got a lot of those. I'm going to start pulling out of the old reels and putting onto the show because we got a lot of cool bands that have called in, and we appreciate that. That's another way we try to give bands exposure on the show is if you call in and leave a message on the text line, 424-666-7356, and you say, hey, my name is blah, blah, blah from this band, and we're going to put it on the show. So people will be like, who is that band? I got to check them out. So that song, man, I love journeys in songs. I like, in the company of serpents, there's something that about midway through it, I'm like, this is a little long-winded, man. This is kind of just grinding out, but it was that, had that Carpathian forest kind of through chasm caves feel to it. Enslaved was the band I was trying to think of earlier, by the way, that has really progressed their black metal sound. But I like that. I liked that song. It was a journey. It took you somewhere. There was a lot of emotion and kind of doominess, and like I said, that Carpathian forest kind of deal. So I'm a fan of that. That was super cool, man. I liked it. I would definitely wear that shirt. Big fan. So yeah, man, obviously I've heard their name for a reason because they're good. I'm going to go ahead and give that a 4 taco rating, and that's pretty damn high. I don't know if they're from the U.S. or not. I don't know if they're Norwegian. I don't know how tacos are in Norway. Do they make tacos in Norway? Anybody know? I don't know. Hey, real quick, I wanted to give a shout out to the band Hexed for sending me a shirt and a CD and some stickers. Very, very cool when you take the time. Also, Methane, of course, another band from Sweden that took the time to mail out a shirt and stickers and stuff like that. I appreciate you guys so much. Hexed is one of those bands that just is way, way underrated, and people should get into them. Hexed from Sweden, really good symphonic metal. Get into it. So I was mentioning earlier on the show that I make mistakes all the time when I put the show together, and a lot of this I'm gonna blame the bands. The bands don't tag their songs right, so sometimes it'll just be the title of the song and not the band who played it. So this next band, I have no idea if the name of the band is Ascending or the name of the song is Ascending, because all it says is Ascending. So if this is your band, make sure and let me know. Or if you happen to know who this band is, please let me know who the hell it is, because I don't know. We're going to play it. We're going to talk about it anyway. Ascending. So that's that's what you get from a pro radio show like this right here. This is why I need a producer and somebody to control the board, and I can just, talk in the microphone and kick my feet up and relax. But, yeah, I can't pay anybody, so it's just me and the board. Ascending on Soundcheck right now. Ugh.
yourself is watching you right now. Through your memories, I will become you. You will become me. Disconnected at the most, still in touch amongst the stars, pieces in a sand. You are dying on separate beaches. Separate beaches, in peace amongst the stars. We're not very far. We're not very far.
Hey everyone, this is Richie from Grave Huffer, and you are listening to the Metal Moose.
Hey, of course, a big thanks to our friends at Grave Huffer for taking the time to call in. Like I said, man, if you want to call in, you don't even have to be in a band. You could just call in and say, hey, this is Fred, and I'm listening from North Carolina. We'll still put you on the show. We appreciate everybody that listens to the show. It's a big deal to me. We talk about it every show. We're on worldwide on multiple radio stations and, of course, all the social media platforms. I want to really challenge you guys to tell 10 friends about the show, man. Say, this dude has been doing this show playing unsigned metal for years and years and years. He's played over 4,000 bands. There's over 400 hours of shows on YouTube. You can listen to this guy and tell people about it, man. So people get to hear the bands. It's an amazing deal. We're the mecca of unsigned metal, man. You can't find a bigger database of unsigned metal anywhere that I know of. But hell, that doesn't mean so. Anyway, so tell people about the show, man. We appreciate it, and I appreciate you listening. If we're on your phone, you can always download the show and play it in your car, too, which is, I think, is awesome when you can jam some Soundcheck on the way to work. You listen to it on YouTube when you're at work, or iTunes right there on your computer, piss off your coworker. And that's cool, too. Hey, to the chick over there in the cubicle. What's up? I'm Moose. Anyway, just kidding. So thanks so much for listening to the show. This next song is really interesting, and the thing that I find interesting about it is the voices that these guys use. I find the vocal approach really interesting in the tune. So most of the time I haven't heard the songs, but I got this sent out to me. I think High Road sent it out. And the reason that I listened to it is because I think I said earlier in the show, I'm not into playing anything with racial content, and this song is called "White Moms Can't Chug," or "White Mums." I think they're British, and I thought I don't want to play anything that's racist, so I'm going to listen to this and make sure that it's not a racist kind of thing, and it's not at all. But it's a really interesting tune. It's a cool tune. It's high energy. The vocal presence is super cool. This is one of those kind of bands, like, who was that I played the other week? Like Bubbles Erotica. Yeah, this is one of those kind of bands that I think that will gain and garner a large following just because it's so obscurely strange, but still commercially acceptable at the same time. And that, trust me, that is a awesome gift to have if you're a musician and you can make something really strange yet acceptable to the mass public. That's a good thing for you. So, System of a Down did it, and that's why I think Bubbles Erotica can do it, because it has something to do with System of a Down, one of the members. Anyway, man, I know Mike, the guy who wrote me earlier this week, was a big fan of that Bubbles Erotica song. So this band is the same kind of a deal. It's just so quirky and catchy at the same time. And I really, like I said, to pay attention to the vocals, because there's some interesting vocal tactics going on in this. So I don't really know what the meaning of what White Mums Can't Chug is exactly, but it's an interesting tune, man. So thanks to High Road, I think, for sending this out, and you guys are going to dig this one, I think, man. I hope you're digging a lot of the bands on the show tonight. We've had some good ones. We haven't had that one where I'm just like, yeah, yet, but we'll get there, hopefully. Maybe. This band is called, what are they called? It's like Chug-a-Boom. That's what they're called. Chug-a-Boom. White Mums Can't Chug.
The Moose rocks Canada.
You're not the boss of me, no.
Chugga-boom, chugga-boom. Now, here's the deal with that. Listen, I don't think that your average, like, Saxon fan, a guy that's 45, 50, been listening to, Humble Pie and Deep Purple back in the, 70s is going to have any interest in what just happened. Very jump metal, but I think that it's one of those songs that the youth is going to be able to grab a hold to, and that's one of those things that's a gateway kind of a band. That's some kids listen to Linkin Park, and then they hear that, and they go, hey, that was a little more extreme, and it leads to cooler things. I was talking with my friend Brad Smith just last night about this, and so many people give Slipknot such a hard time, but do you know what Slipknot did for the music scene as far as being a gateway band? Kids went from listening to, whatever they thought was heavy, and they heard Slipknot, and they went, whoa, and then they were like, I need something heavier. Music, a lot of times, you want more extreme. You want it to be heavier and faster and louder. That's the whole thing about metal and rock and roll. It's aggression, and it's fun. Yeah, I can see the Chugga-boom being something that goes over well. They got the samples in there. Jump metal, like I said, it's almost a rap type vocal, but just very cool vocal. I like it. I think it's a cool tune. And listen, I'm one of those older guys that listened, to Saxon and Deep Purple, but I'm a little bit more accepting, I think, than your average metal dude, because I just appreciate music, and if they're out there playing it, I would wear the Chugga-boom shirt. Hell yeah, I might have to wear a flat bill when I wear it, which would make me look like a complete ass, but so when the ex-singer of Mushroomhead sends you his new band's music, what do? You play it. That's what you do. And we got it, man. They sent it to us. The song is called Rebirth from A Killer's Confession. You heard it right here on Soundcheck. And you know what? I'm damn proud to be bringing it to you. Thank you for thinking of us and sending out the song. You know why they sent it to us? Because they know they're going to get heard on Soundcheck. You're damn right. This is Moose and Soundcheck, A Killer's Confession with Rebirth right here on Soundcheck. How much more can I stretch this? What, about 5 more seconds? 5, 4, 3, 2, here we go.
This is Cadaveria from Cadaveria Band, and you are listening to the Metal Moose.
Always told me, truth lies within the
Killer's Confession, man. So listen, I have a lot of high praise for what just said, and I need to make this so abundantly clear. I personally could give a damn if that was the ex-lead singer of Led Zeppelin. None of that matters to me. I'm going to tell you guys what I think about tunes, no matter how popular the people are, how big they are. That doesn't matter to me. But there's something that's only been done like a few times, in my opinion, in the heavy music genre. And that is, and you know, some of these bands I'm going to mention aren't super heavy, but in the rock and roll world. And that is being able to harness that soaring Beatles-esque vocal. The vocal performance on that was gorgeous, just absolutely stunning. Like, and I look back at like King's X, who was really, really good at pulling out that Beatlesque harmony. Here's another band that wasn't that very heavy, but I want to talk about really good at the Beatle thing, and that was Enough's Enough. Chip Z'Nuff and Donnie V were so good at making that Beatles harmony. And also, if you look at like The Devil in the Details, or even earlier work from Saigon Kick, they were really good at that soaring and just heavenly melody vocal that was just bigger than life. That was a really, really good song. Killer's Confession, I will be checking into more of their music. That was absolutely stunning. The guitar sound was heavier, so damn thick. That was, man, I'm super impressed by that. That's been a long time since I've heard something that impressed me so much on the show. Now, I hear a lot of good bands all the time, but that was, man, I'm truly, truly impressed by that. So, A Killer's Confession, you got a new fan right here. That is a 5 damn taco rating right there. So, there you go, everybody. Listen, there's no more music for the rest of the show, so if you want to turn it off now, you can. But you're going to miss out on winning some concert tickets. Oh, I guess I need to mention that Ascending band that we played earlier. I have no idea if it's Ascending as the band or the song. Very interesting. Zero Metal. It was an interesting tune. I liked it was a good song, but it wasn't metal or even rock by any way, shape, or form, but still, somewhat interesting. So listen, there is a concert coming up this Saturday at Fitzgerald's in Houston, Texas. The Field Trip, Bay Ridge. What the hell did I say? Oh, Ominous Necro, Angel Siren, and Driven with Insanity, all going to be playing. And I've got 2 tickets, and I want to give them to you. Don't worry, I'm not going to mail them. I actually know the guy who's putting on the concert, and I said, hey, brother, let's give some tickets away. And he said, let's do it. So in order to win these tickets, here's what I need. And I know there's a lot of people in Houston listening. Trust me, if you're not part of the Moose Crew on Facebook, you need to be. Just look up Moose Crew. There's over 5,000 people there, and there's people from everywhere, every country, every state. They're there. And I know for a fact we got some Houstonites. So what I want you to do is text 424-666-7356. And here's what I want you to text to me. Cooper Gray. COOPERGRAY. You text Cooper Gray to me. The first text that I get that says Cooper Gray, you, my friend, and another friend of yours, 2 tickets to the concert at Fitzgerald's in Houston. Cool? Pretty simple. You just send a text. Listen, I know a lot of people are listening right now going, man, I'm sure somebody's already done that. This is a podcast, and it goes all over the place at different times in the world. Your chances of winning are just as good as anybody else's, man. Take the time. Go support some bands. Go have a good time. And just, it's part of what we do here, man. We want, if you're a promoter and you want to give tickets away, just let us know, man. Because we want people at your shows. We want people listening to the bands at your shows. We want people listening to the bands on this show. We're about getting the bands heard. So just contact me, moose@themetalmoose.com, and we'll work it out, man. Super simple. So one last time, text 424-666-7356. The words Cooper Gray, COOPERGRAY, Cooper Gray. Text that in, and I will get you set up with some tickets to the show coming up this Saturday in Houston, Texas. Hey, thanks to the Metalhead Box. Once again, I just contacted them today, and they said, hey, man, sure, you can talk about us on your show. I know that seems silly to me, but I like to have people's permission before I do things. It's an awesome company. It's an awesome product. TheMetalheadBox.com. You need to go check it out. I'm telling you, subscribe. It's super cool. I want to also say thanks to Tornado Tattoo in Oklahoma City, my friend Josh Poindexter. Thanks to Mike for writing me just out of nowhere and reaching out. That's really cool. If you guys want to text just to say hello, I'm cool with that. You can ask Mike. I'll talk to you. Thanks to everybody. And I say it every show, and I'm going to say it again because it's something I believe in. Wake up, kick ass, be kind, repeat. That's how you live life. You have the power to change somebody's life with a smile, with a wink, by putting your arm around somebody, just saying, good to see you, man. You never know when somebody's having the worst day of their life, and you may be able to change it just by being kind. That's a big deal, man, because you have that power. You have the power to change somebody's world. Use it, man. Use it. And take care of each other. Be good to each other. My name is Moose. Getting ready to sign out of the studio here in Oklahoma City, the Moose Pit Studios. Thanks so much once again to everybody for listening. And I hope you guys win some concert tickets. We have a CD as well. If you listen to the whole show, you can win a CD and some stickers and stuff. I appreciate it. Go ahead and clean up the Nutella now before the wife gets home. Or if the wife's home, you can use the Nutella. See you next time on Soundcheck.
All rights to the music heard on the Metal Moose are reserved by the authors, their labels, or authorized representatives that permitted their material to be used. The Metal Moose holds no rights to any music played on the show. Go to themetalmoose.com to submit your music to be heard on the show. Metal Moose accepts donations of money, Cheetos, bacon, and naked pictures. Thank you for tuning in and subscribe on iTunes. Rock out while you rack out, and consider yourself moosed.